The fans here in Motocross circle this one on the calendar every year. All the races are big, but this is the biggest. Even the mechanics are into the 4th of July celebration here.
Yamaha's Justin Barcia made history in the mud at round 6.
This is going to be a mud fest. Let's see what happens. They love racing in these conditions. Barcia's celebrating over every jump. He wins it here at Bud's Creek.
Meanwhile, championship points leader Ryan Dungey made the best of a bad situation, holding serve after a crash at the beginning of Moto 2.
Barcia wheelies to the front and gets that motor. Oh, Dungey! Dungey is down!
He's a bad spot too because there's guys coming over. They don't know he's on the backside of the blind rise.
The second half of the 12-race Lucas Oil Pro Motocross Championship kicks off today from historic
Just outside of South Bend, Indiana, it's the centerpiece of the 2015 Lucas Oil Pro Motocross Championship, sanctioned by AMA Pro Racing. Welcome to the Red Bull Red Bud National. Hello everyone, Jason Wygant and multi-time motocross and supercross champion Grant Langston here live on NBC for our coverage of the biggest motocross race of the year. It doesn't really get much better than this. We've even got perfect weather for racing and the best riders in America looking to do battle and win on America's birthday. There's really no place in this sport quite like Red Bud.
Well, Red Bud is also one of the longest running nationals. It's also most of the riders' favorite track. But what are the two things we love here in America? America's birthday and American motocross on the 4th of July. Perfect weather, track looks great, a lot of line options. I think it's going to be great racing.
Absolutely. We'll give you the 411 and show you the rules of the road in motocross. We'll race twice this afternoon on the 450cc bikes. We'll have highlights of the first moto coming up in a minute, and we'll combine those results with the race coming up next to determine today's overall winner at Red Bud. So let's show you what happened earlier today in Moto 1. Momentum is always big in sports. Last week's upset winner, Justin Barcia, riding that wave right in here, grabbing a huge hole shot in the first moto a little over an hour ago at Red Bud at the number 51. He has two other Yamaha teammates with him, but soon Ryan Dungey, your championship leader, is behind him on the number 5. Barcia would lead into the second half of this moto. And then, about 20 minutes in, Dungey goes on the attack.
Dungey goes to the inside, gets the line, takes it away. Barcia forces the outside. He does have the inside for the next corner, but Dungey around the outside has just enough momentum, able to hold on to that lead. And we thought he was going to check out. Barcia would keep the pressure on.
Yeah, Barcia stayed close all the way down to the end, but Dungey was able to get away just enough to lock down this moto victory. Barcia had one mistake over a jump and some trouble in lap traffic. That gave Dungey the breathing room he needed to take the moto victory, and Ken Roxon finished up in third. There you see Barcia on the 51, and we're going to re-rack them and race them again here in Moto 2. We'll combine the results you see here, the Moto 2 results coming up, to determine today's overall winner. Brock Tickle and Weston Pike round out the top 5. They're going to be bikes ready for the second moto. Let's send it to Georgia Lindsay, the third member of our broadcast team, with the GoPro starting gate.
It is the birthday of USA today. It is July 4th. Now I can tell you what, the motocrossers, they have an amazing time racing, but I can tell you what, it is the fans here at Red Bud that thoroughly enjoyed this weekend. They have been camping out for the last few nights. They have been sleeping in tents and just not showering because they are hardcore motocross fans. You can hear them behind me right now. USA, July 4th, red, white, and blue. Take a look.
Well, they got to Georgia because she's a Brit. She appreciates it too. Best riders in this championship will be racing when we return.
Bud Light, the perfect beer for whatever happens. And by Lucas Oil, made in America, sold to the world.
Well, there's a couple different ways to get into Red Bud. You can buy a ticket, you can be a racer, or you can parachute in with the Red Bull folks. We're almost ready to go racing here. Will Hahn, by the way, want to give him a shout out. He is the Deltran battery tender. Ricky Carmichael, Hard Charger Award winner from last week. Made the most passes of anyone out there. Good job, Wilbur. Here's a GoPro track preview. Ken Roxon from earlier today, showing you what it's like to race here in motocross.
Yeah, you see what happens when you don't quite get the jump. Dungey gets around, but Bosch shoots out to the lead. But Roxon finds some open real estate to sneak himself into the 5th place. See, they come past the mechanics here, and listen to this roost. Ow! You can hear it just hitting these 450 machines, producing so much horsepower. Roxon comes over this jump, but he would climb up just a little bit. But let's have a look at our Kawasaki track map. This is at the back part of the track. Come over that jump. Now you make a left in these Red Bull rollers. Get your weight back. We saw Cooper Webb make some mistakes early in the 250 race. Now you make a right over this tabletop, and right here, this corner, probably very crucial, especially for the 450 riders, because they have the horsepower to get all the way over this massive jump. 175-foot run up, 35 feet up above the takeoff, and 125 feet to clear that. Then you make a left, a right, go over the Lucas Oil finish line jump. Everyone hoping to cross that first, swing a left, and that's a lap here at Red Bud.
And that Larocco's Leap, that's the biggest jump in American motocross. We've got the live Fram Cam on board with Phil Nicoletti, so he'll give you some live onboard shots and show you exactly what it's like to do battle. Got to see with the GoPro earlier what it was like for Ken Roxon. And here's the keys to the moto. Grant Langston, you've won here at Red Bud before. What do these guys need to do to accomplish that?
Well, must make the leap. You're on a 450, you got the horsepower. It's crucial because we've seen how much time can be gained and lost by doing it or not doing it. Line selection. The track's getting rough. It's late in the day. There's a lot of line selections out there. You've got to be smart. And of course, eliminate mistakes. This track will exaggerate any mistakes you make. It'll take you down. And not to mention, we are now in the second half of the pro motocross swing. You cannot afford mistakes, especially if you're a Ken Roxon or Ryan Dungey or someone going for the title.
Yeah, those two are the championship favorites right now, but we have a spoiler with that number 51 of Justin Barcia. He led half of the first moto. Can he get it done in Moto 2 and beat Dungey all the way to the end? The Fly Racing 30-second card is up. Once that turns sideways, we'll be between 8 and 10 seconds of this gate dropping. And the mechanics have to back away. One of the most nerve-wracking moments in all of racing.
When that car turns sideways, your heart rate goes up, your sweating starts profusely, and here we go. Porcel with a great jump. Let's see how that works out.
It's another one of the Yamaha riders, but I think that's Barcia again. Yes, it is. The 51 of Barcia edges out his teammate Nicoletti for his second Motorsport.com whole shot of the day. Exactly what he wanted. Dungey quickly around Nicoletti and up to 3rd. And Porcel on the white Rockstar Husqvarna is 4th. He had a terrible start. The Frenchman in the first moto. Much better now. And here's Nicoletti on board with our Fram Cam, showing you what it's like to try to run down Ryan Dungey from 3rd.
Oh, this is a great onboard. Look at that around the outside. That's Christophe Porcel. He finds a great line and great drive out of the corner. He puts himself in the top 3. So Nicoletti, great start. And look at the mud already starting to cover those cameras.
And the other Rockstar Husky rider, the number 21 on the outside, Jason Anderson, who had a struggle in Moto 1 also. The teammates are back with a vengeance here. 4th and 5th. Ken Roxon on the number 1. That's the Soaring Eagle Jimmy John Suzuki, your defending champion. The rider out of Germany needs to bounce back big in this second moto after 3rd earlier today. And he's going after Anderson to get it.
Anderson shuts the door there. Roxon unable to do anything about it right there. But perfect start once again for Justin Barcia. He did it in the first moto. Great start. And then Ryan Dungey, our Bud Light fastest qualifier from qualifying earlier today by 1/100th of a second. I mean, on a track like this, we're not used to seeing time so tight. 1/10 of a second separated the top 4 in qualifying. And right now, it still looks the same way because you can throw a blanket over the top 4 as well. Look at this, Roxon up the inside. And he makes that inside line work, and he puts a quick pass on the 21 of Jason Anderson.
Anderson coming back, though. Can he jump Larocco's Leap from the inside of that 21? Yes, he does. Is he going to get over it? Barely.
Cases it, but doesn't break himself or the motorcycle, so no harm, no foul. And the crowd erupts, seeing these 450 riders jumping it. Green flag, all good to go racing, and this should be a great race right now. We got pretty much all our heavy hitters up front. Barcia, Dungey, Porcel, Roxon, Anderson, your top 5. Nicoletti in 6th, Brayton 7th, Pike 8th, Noren, Tickle round out your top 10. Baggett just on the outside looking in.
All right, so Roxon has gotten around Anderson. That puts him up into 4th. We got Porcel 3rd, Now Porcel's been sneaky fast the last couple of weeks. Started the year off pretty slow, was just hanging in there in the top 10. The last 2 races coming into this, Porcel was your fastest qualifier and was battling in the top 3, and he's back again today. They call him the crafty Frenchman. Yeah, unorthodox way of dissecting a motocross track. He works the edges, he tries to find the smooth lines without the bumps. Roczen back there behind him. He's gonna have to figure out a way around while Barcia and Dungey battle up front. Barcia with a 2-second lead though. Already starting to get away a little bit from Dungey. What an impressive performance. At the beginning of the year, and Eli Tomac dominating. He is now out with a shoulder injury. It looked like it was going to be all about Roczen and Dungey, but today you're seeing Porcel and Barcia get in that mix and play the spoiler role in the championship. What a great setup we have for an exciting second moto, and Phil Nicoletti's watching it as well, live on board. And he's got a cool event besides the race going on, the Minnesota Major. It's a charity event that you can get involved in as well.
Well, the Minnesota Major started basically because of my grandmother, who I lost to cancer in 2005. You know, it was my first loss, and it hit home. But I always wanted to give back, and I think, you know, being in today and where I'm at in the position I am, I want to make a difference in helping other people's lives as well. So this Minnesota Major is a way to honor my grandmother, but also to help, you know, millions of others fighting cancer with St. Jude. Previous years it's been a bike ride only, but this year, you know, we added a run. It's a 5K, so I think that's really easy for people to come and join, and you just need your sneakers and an outfit. And it's good knowing too, you know, 100% of the proceeds go to St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. So you know, with that, I think that says a lot. Working with St. Jude has definitely been amazing. You know, I've never been to a place that has done so much for kids with cancer, and not even just the patients going through it, but also the families. I got a chance to visit there a couple times, and each time I go back, I learn more about what they do, and the odds of beating cancer, that they're finding out more and more every day. And I really believe if there's one place that's going to figure out how to beat cancer, it's there. I think it gives families and kids a lot of hope going there, and being able to know you got the best doctors, the people working around the clock to fight and cure diseases, and you're in good hands. And you know, I couldn't imagine being in that position, but I know with my family, when there comes a time, you do anything and whatever it takes to be able to be in good hands and trust that they are gonna take care of you and save lives. So it's you know, I'm behind them 100%.
And if you folks are in the Minneapolis area in 2 weeks, you can get involved too. Bicycle or run for the event, raise some funds. Go to fundraising.stjude.org, and you can hang out with Ryan Dungey for the day. This is a very busy man. He's trying to lock down this championship as well and the race win. And I'll tell you what, Justin Barcia is not making it easy on him. The gap stabilized at about 1.5 seconds. That's between first and second. Now you're looking at third, Christoph Porcel on the 377, the white Husqvarna. Then the yellow Suzuki of Ken Roczen. The Soaring Eagle Jimmy John's machine is fourth. Roczen, who is second in this championship, has to start beating Dungey in these motos to close in on points. So it is so critical right now that he try to make a move on the 377.
And the gap is still close between the front 4, so this could be anyone's race right now. So Ken Roczen, see that last lap 2:03. His fastest lap time at 2:02, but you know, that's kind of normal. As the laps go on, you tend to see the lap times drop a little bit, and then once these guys figure out the best lines, it almost stabilizes. As much as we say they're picking up the pace, the lap times just stop dropping in a sense. But Roczen's got to make a move right now. And just to finish off on Ryan Dungey's charity event, with the 5K run, I hate to say it, but I'll be there. I'm committing to it, so I hope to see all the fans, riders, friends, anyone who wants to get involved. I'll be limping around that 5K run. So we'd like to see a lot of people out there. I love the fact that 100% of the proceeds go to charity. You don't often hear about that. So Ryan Dungey doing something really cool. And right now, these guys on the track just thinking about one thing and one thing only, and that's to win this moto. You could call it. Any one of these front 4 could do it. Roczen looks like he's got the pace. We know he's got the endurance. He's healthy. So once again, Firecracker, what do you got for us?
Well, Grant, I really respect the fact that you're going to go do that run on Sunday. So Jason Wygant, What about you? Because I think that you should be doing this run.
I think you're
You
right.
know what?
I think you're right.
I should
Let's
bring
call
it.
him out.
And since Grant has told me about the knee and back injuries left over from his racing days, we might even have to see who can do it faster.
All right, then. I
He-
like that. Jason Wygant, Grant Langston doing the 5K run. I'm ready for this.
He didn't
See
even
you- see you in
he didn't even
Minnesota.
commit. Yeah. Hey, Georgia, I'll see
What
you there
about you?
too, right?
All right, guys. Let's do this.
All right. You sounded
Let's
very
do it.
committed.
Yeah, that was not the most enthusiastic
I'm
response.
ready.
But we have it on tape now, so we can't wiggle out. Here's Porcel and Roxon. Now, this is going to be fun.
Hold on. Don't think I went tripper at the finish line to get the win.
Okay. All right, so give as much room as I can. Be aggressive like these guys. Keep the elbows up. Porcel has not given Roxon an inch, not making it easy on him to get by. And meanwhile, we want to show you some live footage from our Fram Cam with Phil Nicoletti, but Phil has put that camera through its paces. Let's show you what happened here. This is how to not get to the finish line with all your equipment intact. It's cracked.
Oh,
Ouch.
that was a rock.
And so, America, start your engines. It's here. NASCAR's return to NBC live from Daytona. It's the Sprint Cup Series Coke 0400, powered by Coca-Cola. Tonight, 6:30 Eastern, we'll have the Xfinity Series Subway Firecracker 250 and that Coke 0400 tomorrow night, 7 Eastern. Earlier today, top riders in motocross signing some autographs. There's the injured Trey Kennard still coming out, though, to talk to the fans. Blake Baggett, the Yoshimura Suzuki team. No extra charge for the autographs in between practice sessions. You can come meet your favorite riders. Now, though, it's serious. We are heading into the second half of this final moto of the day. Still watching a battle for third between Christophe Porcel and Ken Roczen, while Justin Barcia trying to run the upset special up front, holding off Ryan Dungey. And we'll see whether it's behind. Remember, Anderson was a rider that Roczen was dealing with earlier. He is still there in fifth. Should be he and Pike. So you basically have three battles to watch. Barcia and Dungey up front, Porcel and Roczen, then Anderson. And the next rider in line will be Weston Pike. Pike on the Auto Trader Joe Gibbs Racing Toyota Yamaha. He's a teammate of Barcia. So a good run for that team today. And then Pike, it's a nice little bounce back for him. Had a couple of rough motos. Bike broke in the mud at our last race in Maryland, but that's the kind of change you can expect in this sport. Things happen in a hurry. The weather changes, the track changes, and the starts dictate a lot as well. You see Brock Tickle and Freddie Noren battling. And 15 minutes of this moto complete. You can look at the top of the screen, see the countdown. 15 more minutes to go. In that amount of time, you can call Geico, save 15% or more on your insurance. And how about Freddie Noren? What a busy weekend for him. This is just the easy part, racing motocross. Georgia, what's he got going on after this?
Yes, we talk about enough pressure. He's the only factory Honda rider out there with Colt Seeley with a torn hamstring, we think, or something injured on that. We don't have Trey Kennard, we don't have Eli Tomac, but not only is there pressure on racing, but tomorrow he is getting married to his girlfriend, Amy Sharp. She actually is a photographer within the sport. He's racing today. You know, what's better than a bit of motocross before you get married?
I'll tell you what, my wife wouldn't have been that forgiving. I wasn't going to go ride or race the day before the wedding. But Freddie is Swedish, and he figures bring his family over for the wedding and a race. Look,
Hey,
2 for 1 on the plane ticket.
That's how riders do it. If you go look at a lot of these married riders, their
See
weddings
the flag
are
back there, the Swedish flag? Yeah, that's all people cheering them on.
A lot of the riders that are married have their weddings in September. Guess what? Right
Me.
after the
That's
after the outdoor nationals. So your personal life fits in with your professional life, and so for Freddie, cool to see that he had his family come out all the way from Sweden. See the big Swedish flag out in the track. So he's got some fans out there.
There's Nicoletti with our onboard. He has yielded, though, to 2 riders. The number 4 you saw coming through is Blake Baggett, and the number 10 is Justin Brayton on the BTOsports.com KTM. Brayton, who hails from Iowa. This is one of his home races. Podiumed here a couple of years ago. Been a solid season for Brayton, a lot of top 10s. Not spectacular, but certainly solid. And this is kind of the secondary KTM 450 team. You have Ryan Dungey on the Red Bull team up front, and this BTO Sports team with Brayton putting in solid results as well. The onboard camera still working with the giant rock crack in it and all. This, well, just take it from me, this is Nicoletti behind Brayton as they battle inside the top 10. Well, today the riders are dealing with the biggest jump in all of motocross, Larocco's Leap, named after Mike Larocco, the first rider who ever jumped it. You have a 175-foot run, the straightaway after this turn. Then you have to jump 125 feet out, and from the base of this hill, 62 feet up. How do you do it? Well, let's find out. Larocco's Leap, done right.
I do the Larocco's Leap right by always setting up the turn properly. It's a very long run, it's a huge jump, so the best way to go about it is getting the turn done right and making sure you go through as smooth as possible to get enough drive up the face of the jump to clear the huge jump.
How do I approach the Larocco's Leap? Your best bet is wide open, on the back fender, holding it on, and it's pretty much on a 450, it's all the power you have. You just hold the throttle on, lean back, and just jump it, you know, as far as you can go, and you pretty much land it perfect.
It's 120 feet, I believe. You just come at it wide open. It's kind of a blind jump, and yeah, it's fourth gear wide open on our JGR 450s, and you just hope for the best.
You know, just getting the power to the ground coming out of the corner and trying to get as much speed as you can coming up to it. As long as the guys clear it, it's usually pretty good. It's when they come up short, they usually blow out some wheels. I've seen people blow out suspension and stuff.
You know, going to Red Bud, that's definitely, you know, Larocco's Leap's the funnest jump just because the fans are there, they're screaming, they're yelling, they want you to hit it, and you just get that excitement because, you know, you're in the air for so long, and you can kind of almost take a glance over and the fans are just,
It's really not very technical. It just takes, you know, a lot of gas and a lot of commitment, and you'll get right over it. So every time you jump it, especially on the first lap, all the fans go nuts.
And Phil Nicoletti there censoring himself. It takes a whole lot of gas and commitment and something else to jump 120 feet out. Justin Barcia's certainly committed now. Look at the countdown clock, folks. We are within 8 minutes of the 2 laps to go sign in this moto. At this point earlier in the day, our first moto, Dungey had already made the pass. This time, every time Dungey closes in and gets it within here, about a second and a half as it is at the moment, Barcia seems able to stretch it back out. So is this another sustained run from Dungey, or is the 51 from Barcia going to be able to fight him off again?
Bosch is committed. We know his riding style. He even said it there, how you jump the jump, get your weight back, shift the gear and hold it wide open. That's his style. Keep the throttle open, whether it's in the air, on the ground, in over-rev, doesn't matter. But he looks pretty good. And for Ryan Dungey, you know, he doesn't have to make the pass as far as points are concerned. But of course he wants to, because this is actually the overall, and everyone wants their name written down in the record books. And the way they finished the first moto, it was a little role reversal. Dungey got around Barcia. So the way motocross works, Dungey with a first and a second would get beat out by a second and a first by 51 of Justin Barcia, based off of how motocross works with the second moto tiebreaker. So for the overall, this is pretty important, but these guys just putting the hammer down. Barcia not letting up. Dungey does not want to let the winner go.
I don't think Dungey cares about points right now. He's trying to win this race and track Barcia down. Georgia, what are the track conditions like here as we go past the Fram Mechanics area?
Well, we have had a full day of racing on this track, and I'm just next to the Fram Mechanics area. You go straight past that, there's a huge double drop down. At the bottom of that, you hardly have any time, and there's a sharp left-hand turn. As these guys are landing down at the bottom, they're creating braking bumps, which is where the rear tire is hooking onto those brakes, shifting that dirt out. Now, this is making it incredibly technical, hard to keep the bike down, and this is where real, you know, respect is given to these guys. It's such a dangerous sport, yet they keep these bikes on 2 wheels, huge engine between their legs. It's unbelievable.
Thanks, Georgia. And yeah, you know what always a classic pass in a road race type scenario is hard under braking. It's harder to do that here in motocross because the braking zones become filled with holes. Like, look at Dungey's bike bouncing around while he's trying to get on the brakes. Because every time they get on the brakes, it drags the dirt and just creates a bigger and bigger bump. So if you're trying to gain time like Dungey is right now, and he is all over the motorcycle right now, the harder you try to push it, the more difficult it gets to hold on to the thing. Look at the event points at the top of the screen. Barcia with a second earlier today and winning now with Ty Dungey, who had a win earlier and is second now. But the tiebreaker goes to the better second moto. So Dungey has to beat Barcia, who gets around a down rider.
I was about to say, don't tell me that's Barcia.
Yeah, no, he's good. That was Kevin Rookstool who was down.
Yeah, it looked like it.
All right, what is this like for Barsha? He did win last week in the mud in Maryland, and everyone said, okay.
With not a ton of pressure because he had the pace and everything.
Yeah, he was
so this
gone.
is way
Dungey had
different.
crashed early in that race. He didn't have to deal with it. So this is a whole new scenario. What is it like to have a guy right behind you? It can't be easy.
No, it can't, especially knowing it's Dungey, and Dungey will not give up, and neither will Barsha. They'll fight till the very end. 5 minutes to go, plus 2 laps. This is anyone's bet who's going to win this one.
Barsha trying to hang on and win it, as they say, straight up. Perfect conditions with the series leader right behind him. In 2 weeks, NBCSN brings you more Lucas Oil Pro Motocross action. It's the Spring Creek National on the Mississippi River in Minnesota. That's Saturday, July 18th on NBCSN. These trophies are really cool. They're giving out at Red Bud. See the brown spot on the bottom? That's the outline of Larocco's Leap. And those are hand-carved with trees from the great state of Michigan. Pure Michigan, I guess you could say, those trophies. And what's on the line? Will Justin Barsha get a first-place trophy or a second? He's in position for the first-place one. And what a story this is. Barsha, born and raised as a Honda rider, rode them since he was a kid. A very high-profile switch. He left Team Honda at the end of the year last year and switched to this Joe Gibbs Racing Yamaha effort. And this Yamaha 450 has been maligned a bit through the years, but he feels this bike was ready for prime time. And the series season did not start great for him. In Supercross, kind of mixed results, then a big injury, a broken pelvis. And it has been a long road back. Got that win in Maryland last week, but it was in the mud. That was a stepping stone to this, to try to take Ryan Dungey down in a straight-up duel. You see Dungey back there on the orange number 5. Every time he gets close, Barsha wicks it back up and is able to stretch it out again.
You had a good point there, Jason. Barsha grew up riding Hondas, switched to the Yamaha, and I think it just took him a little bit of time. Great work on that lap and getting out of the way. But for some guys, it just takes a little bit of time to figure out what they like, what they want. For some reason, Honda just have this tendency of losing a lot of talented riders over the years. And Barsha going with JGR, maybe a little slow start for him, figuring things out. Sometimes it's just the little things you need. And Barsha,
feet off
that's
the
his
pegs.
style. That's when you know he's going fast. When he's got both feet off the pegs, you know he's just hammering that throttle. Dungey giving everything he's got. The pace from these two, 204.6 for Barsha last lap. Dungey, 204.5. The next rider, Roxon, was a 209 in third place, so losing some ground. Look at this, Freddie Noren, the groom-to-be, getting chased down by Blake Baggett on the number 4, Yoshimura Suzuki, and this is for a battle for 8th place.
Noren in the midst of lap traffic. He's on the 39. The 4 is Baggett, who had 2 terrible starts today. Oh, Baggett barely makes it over. Larocco's Leap. It's 125 feet. He did 124.
Yeah.
Trying to get around the lapper. There's Noren on the red Honda right there, the lone representative for the Honda team, as Georgia told us earlier. Everyone else is out injured right now. So good job of the man from Sweden. He's got a big contingent here for his wedding tomorrow and for his racing today. And that's not a groomsman behind him or a best man. I know he's right next to him, but that's just a competitor. That's Baggett trying to get around. And in front of them, you've got Tickle in 7th. Pike is 6th. Anderson 5th. Porcel 4th. Roxon has gotten around him. He is 3rd, but Roxon is 19 seconds behind. Ah, there's the Swedish contingent cheering on fast Freddie Noren.
Yeah, the FM speed.
That is awesome, and the international flair of this. Roxon, our defending champion, is German. So this is where a lot of the riders come over to race and prove themselves. But right now on America's birthday weekend, it is 2 Americans with Barsha and Dungey out front. And you can hear the crowd getting into it. 3 laps to go. They got a battle to watch here inside the top 10. And of course, the ensuing fight between Barsha and Dungey up front. The gap is 1.7 seconds. No change with the lead, so we'll stick with this. Baggett, man. Oh, they're cheering. You hear the USA chants right now. The fans are really starting to get into this.
They are pumped up. This is what Red Bud's all about. It's the always been, as far as I know, the 4th of July weekend race. It's been fun. They always have fireworks. The crowd is fired up. They're rowdy. They're loud. They love this. 2 of their favorite things we said earlier. The birthday of America and American motocross, which is what I think every fan here loves, both of those. and they're getting a real treat. We've had great racing all day today, and all the motos up front for a second there.
I know that was Dungey, yeah.
But Barsha still holding on. I'm really impressed with his poise. This guy rides on the edge. He's pushing it so hard. See that Yamaha just dancing around, but Barsha, just one of those guys that knows how to control riding out of control. That's a little bit of his style. He's aggressive on the throttle, aggressive on the track, aggressive rider. But I think that's why I admire him as well. I love that kind of tenacity from a guy, and he's just going for it. He's one of those guys, go for it, go big or go home. That's Barsha's style. And right now, he's in a position to get himself
barely made that corner.
back wins. Oh, but he barely makes almost every corner.
Barely made that corner.
Who can count? And he's also barely holding on to lead, but he's actually stretching out just a tad over Dungey. So Dungey, giving it everything he's got, can't quite make up this little bit of gap. So Barsha just really impressing me right now. He did it in the rain, he's doing it in the dry, he's doing it on the roughest, toughest track with the fans going nuts.
And you know, with Barsha and the struggles they had as he adjusted to this team, he's given credit to them for not panicking. I mean, this is a big money signing. He's right up there as a high salaried guy and hadn't gotten a win for them until last week. And every week, people will expect, is there a problem? Is there a panic? Is behind the scenes? Is there drama? They all kind of stuck it out together. And it's paid off now.
There's a reason he went over to JGR Yamaha. You've got factory Yamaha behind you. You see Jimmy Perry give the cheer.
One lap to go.
White flag. You see the blue and the white flag. That means Lapper, please move.
This is as close as Dungey has been.
Dungey knows it's all or nothing right now. This is for the overall. He knows as far as points go, he's going to stretch his championship points lead out. But that's not what he's really worried about in this situation. He wants to win.
Oh, last lap. This is as close as it's been, 1.3. Dungey's been hovering around 1.7, 1.8, the deficit. So he's made up about half of a second. And now he's close enough for Barsha to hear him. And also the fans are in there as well. You hear the air horns. We heard the USA chants about a lap ago.
Oh, mistake from Dungey. Little mistake from Barsha, but I think Dungey lost more ground there. I was about to say, forget the gap. You could see the gap. Dungey lost probably about 3-4 bike lengths, came out of that turn, got a little cross-rutted. Does Barsha have enough to hold this off? Dungey putting on a late race charge. He wants this.
Oh, we know the fitness of Dungey is second to none. He trained so hard for this. These guys, their heart rates have to be maxed out. We've gone past 30 minutes now. It's going to come down to, can they be clean on this last lap? What a charge by Dungey
This is all about
Barsha's rear wheel.
This is all about willpower. Barsha's a fit, strong, both mentally and physically type rider. Dungey the same way. He wants it. Look at the crowd. They're waving the banners. The fans are going crazy here at Red Bud. We can hear them in the booth. The air horns, the cheering. Is it going to be Barsha? Is it going to be Dungey? Less than half a lap to go. They come over this Bud Light tabletop. Now you get in front of tens of thousands of fans. This is the crucial part of the track. You got to get through these rollers clean.
Barsha hanging on. Feet off just for a moment, puts him back on. Like we said, that's his trademark style. He's got about 3 turns to go, but the biggest jump in all of American motocross between him and the finish.
He has a look back. He sees Dungey. He knows he's there. Barsha knows, I've got to get this triple. The La Rocca leap. The fans will go ballistic on this last lap. They are up on their feet. Barsha clears it. Dungey gets over it. I think time has run out.
Whoa, feet off the pegs for the last time. 1 turn to go. The fans saluting the performance. Under pressure the entire way. Justin Barsha wins Red Bud.
Back-to-back weekends. What a fantastic race. Hats off to Justin Barsha, Ryan Dungey. Fantastic ride. Way to fight it off. Look at this. The crowd just fired up. I got goosebumps on my arms.
Me too.
Barsha
rates up.
Look
There's
at him.
Mechanic Bend. They're into the July 4th
Fear the
flavor
beard.
for sure. Yeah, the 2 best beards in the sport. There's a Doc G, one of his trainers, helping out, and it doesn't get any bigger than that. That's as straight up as it gets. Dungey was not points racing on that last lap. He threw it all at Barsha, and Barsha was able to withstand it.
That was for the win, and they went at it. And what a great race. Look at that. No hair on the head, all on the face. That's like...
Honestly, he doesn't look that tired. That is unbelievable. Georgia, let's get down and see the scene in the victory area.
You could not have any more red, white, and blue here. Stars and stripes all the way through with the overall 450 win Huge congratulations, Justin Barsha. After weekend, we had a wet race. You got the overall there. That didn't matter. It wasn't just the weather. It was your true strong riding. How do you feel?
Me and my team killed it today. I'm so happy. The whole Auto Trader Tour Yamaha team, Coy, Coach, Jeremy, Ben, all the motor guys, suspension guys. I know I'll forget a ton of people, mom and dad, girlfriend, just everybody. It was amazing. I feel like I finally made it in that spot, and it's going to be a long series. We're fighting back in points. I can't thank all my sponsors enough: Monster Energy, Mirai, Alpine Stars, GT, Shimano, just everybody. Thanks for sticking behind me, guys. I appreciate it.
Perfect. Well, congratulations. Well done. Justin Barsha with the overall win at Red Bud.
You can hear the emotion in his voice.
Yeah, he got a little cracked up there. He is amped. I mean, I'm pumped sitting here in the booth. Look at him. He's so happy. Monster Energy on the helmet. What a race.
Yeah.
I wonder how that compares to last week.
I think it's bigger because last week they said he did it in the mud. He's back on the top of the mountain. He was known as an elite talent in the sport. He proves himself today. He indeed is. Justin Barsha, your winner here in front of a huge crowd at Red Bud. You can buy your official Lucas Oil Pro Motocross gear at motosport.com. Barsha going from crab cakes and lobster bisque in Maryland last week. It's going to be hot dogs, hamburgers, and everything else the fans can bring his way today, because he's your winner. Here's how he did it. Motosport.com whole shot. Now, for Barsha, starts lately haven't been an issue. It's, of course, holding off the likes of Ryan Dungey that has been the challenge. And Dungey gave it everything he had. A few mistakes here from Dungey just because he was pushing it. Now, we know Dungey's fit down the stretch. Second moto, you know he is not going to get tired. But every time he threw something at Barsha, Barsha answered.
Oh, Barsha just did not give up. He fought and fought and fought. The crowd went nuts. They love seeing this on 4th of July weekend. Justin Barsha 2-1 for the overall back-to-back weekends. We have a new title contender. Someone wants to throw their hat in the mix. Wow.
And again, for Barsha, who had been so down over the last year, missed almost this entire series last year with an ankle injury, switched teams, struggled, finally to claw his way back to the top. Good job, young man. Ken Roxon finishes third in this moto. Let's send it back to Georgia on the podium.
Yes, Ryan Dungey. It was before Ken Roxon who was in the mix. Now Justin Barsha's jumped up, but it doesn't matter. You still have a 44-point lead in the championship. Walking away from this, we've got a week off. What's your plan?
Yeah, I mean, a big picture. We made ground today, and that's a plus. You know, that's what we're after. But I really wanted that 1-1. You know, Justin was going good, and I really trying to get up on him. And when I got up on him, I switched my line, and then I'd lose time. So it was very challenging. But he held a good pace the whole moto, and you know, Team Red Bull KTM was doing a good job. And you know, we put in a lot of work these last month. You know, with Eldon Baker and everything. So we're continuing to get better, and you know, we'll give her a go Millville. But overall, happy on the day. You know, bike worked good, and you know, like you said, big picture. That's what's important.
And training with Eldon Baker and the rest of the team down in Florida. What are you going to take it easy during the week off, or are you going to carry on and push and have a hard time then rest? What's the plan?
Well, not shut it down, but you know, we carry through and keep training. You know, that's what I put him up to the job, and I trust him with that. So we work really good together. It's a lot of fun. I've really been enjoying working, being with him, and each and every day, and going through it all. So you know, we'll keep going. But yeah, I mean, I'm pumped. You know, the Red Bud, everybody did a good job today. I mean, the fans were unbelievable, and it's just you know, 1-2 is not bad at all. You know, we tied for first again, but we got plenty of racing left.
Congratulations, well done. Ryan Dungey with that red plate still.
Here's your overall result. Just the way it always works in motocross in a 450 class. Somebody battling Ryan Dungey. It's always Dungey there. Sometimes Roxon, now Barsha. Barsha and Dungey tie in overall points for the day. It's the tiebreaker as the second moto. That's why Barsha has the win. Let's send it back to Roxon.
Ken Roxon, it was an up and down day, but you're still on the podium at the end of the day, getting the overall third place. The track at Red Bud, it doesn't matter. Neither of us are American, and yet we still love the Red Bud fans out there.
Oh yeah, it's awesome, man. I'm German, you're from England. It's great how they take us. Mad respect from them, and it's awesome to ride in front of such a crowd. And couldn't have done it without Soaring Eagle, Jimmy Johns, Ram Truck, Suzuki, Bel Ray, Red Bull, Oakley, GoPro, and Stan Stocks. They're behind me, and it's amazing. You know, we got work to do. I got beat straight up today, and yeah, I'm just gonna try.
Obviously, you were sick last week. You had the injury previously, but you're making it to where you're 100% at least.
Yeah, no excuses. I twisted my ankle in the first moto again, and that hurt a little bit, but it's gonna be good. We're gonna put in work.
I love it. Ken Rogson, congratulations on the podium. Always honest, which I really appreciate.
Yeah, Kenny trying to own it there. Not going to put the excuses out for the most part. You just said, I got straight up beat. Here's your points. That's the real damage for Roczen. The last couple weeks have not been perfect. He won the overall on High Point 3 weeks ago, but since then losing a little bit of ground now to Dungey in the standings. Barsha up to third and starting to get at least Roczen in sight. So again, if Dungey has a mistake at any point, these guys could still get back in the hunt. Baggett and Anderson continue to shadow each other, 4th and 5th. Those guys seem to battle every single week. And Christophe Pourcel, another strong ride in the second moto. He's up to 7th in the series standings. Here's the upcoming schedule brought to you by Lucas Oil. We'll have our 250 class action from the second moto tonight on NBCSN. So check us out at 11 p.m. Well, the weekend off, and then we'll be back at Spring Creek in Millville, Minnesota. MAV TV and NBCSN will provide the coverage from that one. It's ongoing, Grant, and how about this? Every time it looks like Ryan Dungey's safe. Hey, when you're on top, everyone's trying to knock you off. There's a new contender. It's Justin Barsha.
Barsha really impressed me today. Last week in the mud, it wasn't a shock. I kind of felt like it was going to happen. Today, he dug deep. That was everything he had. Great to see. He's wearing the red, white, blue on America's birthday. Here we see the Red Bull National. You see, can I get a Red Bud? And what a great day of racing it was.
And it's one of the hardest things to do in professional sports, when you get knocked down, to build yourself back up and get to the top. And that's what Justin Barsha has done. For Georgia Lindsay and Grant Langston, I'm Jason Wygant. Thank you for joining us on this July 4th special Lucas Oil Pro Motocross from Red Bud. Congratulations, Justin Barsha.